Hi Internet, thanks for clicking on stop and thank the Puzzle Channel. I'm your host John Appleseed. Welcome to the channel. Today I am recording this on Sunday, April 6th. We're going to do the Sunday New York Times Crossword Puzzle, but I'm recording this on the afternoon of Sunday, April 6th, after the close of the American Crossword Puzzle Tournament, which I participated for the first time. As expected, I did not win any of the trophies or prizes. However, I did finish in the top half and I managed to complete all the puzzles within the allotted time and did not make any mistakes. So I'm happy with that for my first outing. I had a great time, enjoyed meeting everybody, and I will do a follow-on video about the tournament itself. But in the meantime, let's wind down from, I'm going to wind down from my experience today by doing the Sunday puzzle. So this is a puzzle constructed by Kareem Ayas. The editor is Will Shorts. It's a Sunday puzzle entitled Course Correction. And I can see some shenanigans going on in the grid, so we'll have to figure that out. I'm going to move my head over to this portion of the screen as usual, so I'll be able to see the complete grid. And let's get into the puzzle. One across, at bay, say, don't know, one down, what cuteness tends to evoke? Maybe awe, the sound. Two down, that's all blank road, that's all she wrote. One across, that was at bay, 18 across, oh, what's the point? And here it looks like maybe our revealer is in 69 across. Let's just take a look at that one. Intense cycling sessions, or what you must do to complete the answers to this puzzle starred clues. Okay, what are intense cycling sessions? Spin classes or something like that. And yeah, okay, so maybe we're spinning things in these gray circles we have in the grid. So, oh, what's the point? Don't know. 22 across. Look like. Three down is ophthalmologist's work. Don't know. Four down, Madison Avenue exec. Madison Avenue is known for advertising, so maybe an ad rep. Would be an exec is shortened, so rep is also shortened. At bay, could that be a sea? At sea, on the sea, in a bay, a body of water. What's the point? To look like is to wear? I'm not sure about that. 25 across, light short-sleeved collared garment. Don't know. Okay, I'm going to come up here. 6 across, one directive in preparing a turkey. Based. It would be a step in preparing a turkey, I think. 6 down, greedy person's choice. Don't know. 7 down, pieces of the heart. Don't know that unless it's like atria or something like that. 8 down, blank Chisholm, first black woman elected to Congress. Don't know. 9 down, caddy's appointment. No. A tea time? Yeah, I like that. Be the appointment for the hour at which the caddy would have to start the round of golf. 10 down, sounds of hesitation. That could be as or ers maybe. 19 across, alternative. Not sure about that. 23 across, hears in a way. No. And 25 across, that's the light short-sleeved collared garment, a polo shirt. Some other kind of shirt. A greedy person might choose both. What, maybe want this one or that one? Both would be a greedy choice. Here's to try a case. The judge tries the case. Here's the case. I think that works. Alternative, other. So pieces of the heart. Maybe that is atria. I think that could be I think that is the plural of the atria and ventricle or something like that. It's been a long time since I took basic anatomy. Shirley Chisholm sounds plausible for the name of the first black woman elected to Congress. Keys are giving me a little bit of trouble here. 5 down, genre of the 2024 film Bob Marley, One Love. Let's get together and feel all right. Don't know what that will be. 27 down, gets caught on snags. 36 across, tourney sponsor since 1939. Attorney. Not sure. So uses one's employee badge to enter for 30 across. There's something in, I would bet. Maybe swipes in. Blank Explorer, classic web explorer. Net Explorer, maybe? Let's keep going in this section. 36 across, that's the tourney sponsor. 35 across, blank favor, or favor. This could be por favor, Spanish for please. 40 across, Iowa College Town. That's Ames. I've seen that clue and answer before. 30 down, masseur's employer, spa, yes. Part of the funnies page, WOM. I'm not sure that's right. An ophthalmologist's work. Is a tent shirt a thing? Not sure about any of these. What's the point? I don't know if wearing, is that kind of like giving? You're giving excited? You're wearing? I'm not sure about that at all. I'm going to move over here. 32 across. Get straight to align. Yeah. 38 across, voids. Emptinesses or something like that. 33 down, student transcript figures, GPAs. So maybe if we go, and then once I get into these voids, I can't get out. That's what the arrow keys aren't working once I get into these black squares. I have to go up and out and around. So I wonder if this is a T. 28 down, they're just for openers. What's 42 across? Break before college. That's a gap year. Pretty confident about that. They're just for openers. Entrees or entries. 28 across. Ringing endorsements. Because they peel, but it needs to be plural, I think. 11 across. One-time Volvo competitor. So another Swedish car manufacturer would be Saab. 20 across. A Mexican dish with ají. Ají, a kind of tuna, so maybe fish taco. 24 across, tripe. Don't know. 11 down, wall support. Well, that's probably stud. Maybe tuna taco instead of fish taco. Tuna specifically, if I could type the right letters there, and let's put in stud for a wall support. Post-mortem order is an autopsy. And I wonder if we spin this circle around 90 degrees, then this Y that I have highlighted would go next to the T in this square that I just kind of skipped over. And then it may be empty. Is 39 across? I wonder if that's aces. Nails. I nailed it. I aced it. He nails it. He aces it. So if we take the PSY that we have in this wheel and we spin it 90 degrees, then 38 across to 39 across would read empty spaces. So aces would continue to be correct for 39 across. 38 across would become empty spaces, which are voids after we spin the wheel. Yeah, okay, and I think the answer for 69 across is going to be spin classes or spin sessions, something like that. Okay, so can we figure out this genre of the 2024 film Bob Marley One Love? I don't know. Okay, but I think I have a little bit of a hint of what's going on with the theme. Ringing endorsements. I do's are endorsement for a wedding ceremony, which involves a ring. I guess that's what that is getting at. 24 across, tripe. Tripe is, in addition to a type of meat, organ meat, or intestines, I think specifically, can just be a word for nonsense. So maybe it's utter rot or something like that. 13 down, tiny exemplars of collaboration are ants. And 14 down, honey, could be bay. So let's try utter rot, I think would be. Oh, that's utter rot. That's nonsense. It's tripe. 15 across, actress Gadot is Gal Gadot, played Wonder Woman. 15 down, events for bargain hunters, garage sales. Okay, 16 down, stereotypical squirrel's stash, acorns. 17 down, Plentio, could be Lotta or Lotsa. Pointy ears of a Batman costume are the ears for 29 across, so let's make it Lotsa for 17 down, plenty. And blank tiles, kids building toy. Magna tiles, is that a thing? Maybe they're magnetic, I'm not familiar with that, but I think that works. 21 down, cloying sentimentality is treacle. I think a British word for molasses. Something overly sweet and syrupy would be treacly. 44 across, counterpart of thanks, and a text message, THX, so maybe PLS, please. And 34 down, sources of some syrup. Let's try maples for that. Okay, so empty spaces, none of these would be affected, I think, by spinning that wheel. 50 across, dirt ball, a sleaze. That can be a singular noun. 51 down, like restaurants in a famed dining guide. Zagat is a dining guide that begins with Z. Maybe that will be the answer. 52 down, testing humor's boundaries, edgy. So 59 across, a young fellow is a lad. Yeah, is this a G? 65 across, binding agent in baking. I think that's egg. So this will probably be an A. My word for 72 across, I say, old chap. It's rather treacly. So I think we want to put a T in this square that's here at the right up against the edge of the puzzle. So bestow as a quality is to imbue or embed or something like that. 72 down. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame architect. I don't know, but I.M. Pei is an architect I'm familiar with, or that I've heard of. Let's say it that way. So maybe that works. Impart can be to bestow as a quality. So if we spun that wheel 90 degrees and put the T here, it would be Zagat rated would be, what was the clue? Let me arrow back up and read that clue again. Like restaurants in a famed dining guide, Zagat rated. So let's spin this down, and then this would be Ted, poet Ted Hughes. Yeah, wasn't he Ted Hughes and Sylvia Plath, I think. Wasn't he the reason she committed suicide or something in her note? I think there's a sad, tragic story behind that. Okay, but at least the non-tragic part of this is that I think I'm figuring out the theme. 76 across, word before milk or over. Over. Comb? No. 7 down, texter's qualification, IMO, in my opinion. 50 down, Wayne's World or MacGruber are skits on Saturday Night Live, maybe SNL skit. Yes. Skim milk, skim over for 76 across. Yeah, that works. 58 down, chromite and hematite. I'll bet those are ores. 57 across, bit of curling equipment. The stone, I think, is curling on the ice. And 49 down, AC capacity. That's British thermal units, is how the power of an air conditioning unit is measured in BTUs. So 64 across, parts of one history. Your browsing history would be the URLs you had visited. And 48 across, whale is to sob. And 28 down there just for openers. Intros. Okay, I was thinking entry, but it's something like entry, but intro will work. All right, so we got this whole corner of the puzzle done. That's pretty good. Empty spaces is 38 across. 36 across, tourney sponsor. 1939. Still don't know that. 37 down, sounds in massage parlors. That's probably Oz. The Oz of relief and relaxation from the customers. 43 down, traffic marker. Traffic marker, not a cone, not a lane. 45 across, like some mindless entertainment. Trashy. You might enjoy watching some trashy TV shows or something. A pylon? Yeah, that could be a traffic marker. That works. 54 across. It's an affront. It's a slap in the face. Yes. 62 across. Words of remembrance. Are odes words of remembrance? Or words of praise, I think, is the typical clue for ode. 55 down. Preschool basics are ABCs. Put a C there and an S there. 56 down. Trial program. A preview or something. An obituary would be words of remembrance. Trial program. And a pilot. This is a pilot program. We're just trying it. 63 down. Account could be a tale, a story. So let's put in spin classes, which was my first guess, but I didn't quite count the letters, so I didn't want to put it in. Spin classes are the intense cycling sessions, and we're spinning the gray and black wheels to make the letters work with the appropriate clue. 71 down. Let's see if we can get that. Cousin of kinda, sorta. And does that fit with 75 across as solo? Yeah, star turn could be a solo performance. Say 81 across, beach bird is a turn. And 82 down, shade of green. Neon green could be a shade of green. 88 across, you might walk on this at night. Would you walk on tiptoe at night? Yeah, if you get up in the middle of the night and you don't want to wake up somebody in the house. So, is there a Nile green, maybe? 89 down, Blank Jackson and the Olympians. That's Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I remember my son reading those books. 92 across, brown beer, some kind of ale. So I think Nile green is a shade. I don't know if it's dark green or light green, but I think I've heard of Nile green. And 101 across, a Chinese two-stringed fiddle. I don't know that. Sounds like a useful crossword word to have in one's bank, so I'll make a note once I get some letters filled in. 95 across, what a colon might mean is to, in an analogy, you would have a single colon to mean is to, and then a double colon as. 104 across, satisfied, you met the need, you satisfied the need. 98 down, tense parts of games, for short, could be overtimes, OTs. And 108 across, canine teeth. Canids or cuspids. Yeah, cuspids are your pointy teeth, the canines, I guess. 102 down, pita dip, made from chickpeas and tahini. That is hummus. You could have it on the side as a homicide. That's from I can't remember what film that's from, but I remember one of the characters saying, yeah, it's a homicide. 103 down, bring into play is to use. So erhu, I don't quite know how that would be pronounced, but I guess that is a Chinese two-stringed fiddle. All right, erhu. Hummus, so MUS is going to get spun around for 122 across. Recap is to summarize. So some kind of summary. So I bet 123 across is going to be Mary. Nursery rhyme name that said twice in a row. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. 109 down. Chiromancers read them. Is that palmistry? Palm reading, maybe? And 96 down. To find amusing is to smile at. So we ought to be able to finish this little corner down here. 118 across, blue in a way. Lewd, blue can mean kind of racy in that sense. 127 across, affliction, treated with a hot compress. Would you put that on a sty on your eye? Probably. 119 down, looks like it's going to be rye for like some humor. And 120 down, turn to ash. You might dye your hair an ash blonde color or something like that. Okay, so a sty on your eye might be treated with a hot compress, yes. 113 across, toy with one's food, perhaps. Is it like Happy Meal, where you get a toy with your food? Yeah. At McDonald's? Yeah, okay. I'm just going to kind of work my way back across this bottom third of the puzzle. 92 across, brown beer, that's the kind of ale. 100 across, animal in the Premier League logo. I think that's a lion. 106 across, Colorado's Blank Park, Estes Park. So 107 down, distance divided by time is your speed, I think. 114 down, many email attachments are PDFs, PDF files. 117 across, gave support, don't know. And 122 across, that's the recap. So it's going to be something summary, a brief summary is a recap, yes. And then we spin those gray letters around to make a summary. 126 across. And a brief can also be a recap. Do the clues also work without the extra letters? No, they don't. 38 across would just be EMPT. That doesn't work. I thought maybe there was a double theme going on here. 117 across, that's gave support. 117 down, hard core features, maybe hard abs on your core if you've been working out. Historic Vegas Casino where the Rat Pack performed, probably the Sands. So 93 down, tax-advantaged savings plan. What is a Roth IRA? And gave support, aided, for 117 across. And then 94 down is incorporate before shaping and baking. Could be to knead in. You knead something into the dough. You incorporate it before the baking process. Okay, so let's try dark ale for 92 across, brown beer. And 87 down, the roast forum could be the dais, the rostrum, where the speaker stands when delivering a roast. 80 down, moved like a crab, sidled. I learned a few months ago that crabs always walk sideways because that's how their legs work. They can't walk forward. Their shoulders or their equivalent of shoulder and hip joints just don't bend that way. So they look at us and say, why do they walk forwards? That's weird. 86 across, nickname that drops knee. Sid would be short for Sydney, a nickname for Sydney. Okay. 70 down, types. Ites. I'm not sure about that. 74 across, work hard. And 79 across, throws informally. Yeah, check out ites. I don't like that. 61 down, grandiloquent, epic. Maybe. Throws. Hucks. Inks, is that types? Work hard, toil. Ilks, and people of that ilk, yeah, that type of person. So toil for work hard, 74 across, and 79 across, to huck something is to throw it informally. 47 down, invites to a movie, asks out. 60 across, bit of casino equipment. I think that little rake that they use in a casino is called a rake. 46 across, 46 down, retrovirus molecule. Let's try RNA for that. 41 down, floor. A story of a building is a floor of a building. And descendants, that's scions. So I think that's going to be SCI. Scions would be prominent members of a family, descendants of a prominent family. So 31 down is going to be WOMSCI. I think I've got something wrong there. 67 down, set off as an alarm is to trip. So it's it spins so that the eye on the right will go up. It's going to be comic strip. COMICSTRIP, comic strip. So what is 30 across? Scans in, maybe? Ophthalmologist's work. No, it's not scans in. Net Explorer, I don't really know that. I don't really know this. I don't really know Tent Shark either. Snags I like for 27 down. Gets caught on. An ad man? So go back and put in polo shirt, which was my first thought for 25 across, the light short-sleeved collared garment. Ophthalmologist's work. Why do I bother? Yeah, so this is going to be, 3 down is going to be I care. An ophthalmologist provides eye care. Look like is to seem. Add man, maybe. Why do I bother? So this will be O-I-B, and Bob Marley One Love sounds like a biopic, a biographical film about Bob Marley. A camp shirt might be a polo shirt type of thing. Okay, yeah, why do I bother? Add man. Scans in is to use your employee badge to enter. Uses, yeah, so third person. MSN Explorer. And tourney sponsor. So I first thought of the NCAA, but does the NCAA sponsor the tourney? I guess they do. I guess they're the sponsor of the tournament. I guess. Okay, that seems to work. 66 across. Amazon handmade competitor, probably Etsy. Another shop online where you might buy handmade things. 73 across. 1980s TV star in the WWE Hall of Fame. That's wrestling, right? Mr. T might be an 80s TV star who was a professional wrestler. 78 across. Member of La Familia. Spanish for family, so maybe tia, the Spanish word for aunt or aunt if you prefer. 66 down, first responders, let's try EMTs for that. Trip and alarm, yes. 68 downs, be up on the latest news to stay current or something. A spy bot for 84 cross could be an adware detection program. 74 down, like some stems and situations. Both of those could be described as thorny. 90 across, Lincoln or Ford, or cars, or presidents. President Ford famously said about himself, you're getting a Ford, not a Lincoln. A bit of self-deprecating humor. 99 across, number with 18 zeros. And it's going to go across, so maybe... I'm not quite sure. I'll have to get the gray letters to figure that one out. 85 down. One's suddenly canceling plans. Bailers would cancel plans that were already made. Stay current. For be up on the latest news. 105 across. Built like the Hulk. Burly, I guess. 110 across. Legend has it. Lore is part of legends. 115 across. Made nutritious choices. 8 right, maybe. 105 down. Apathetic. Blasé, yes. Superlative finish is EST. Words that are superlative are the most. So they end in EST suffix. Allotments are quotas. So 99 across is probably quintillion. Yeah, I didn't quite think how that IN was going to work. 8 right. 116 down. Kyle's little brother on South Park. I don't know. Language from which we get Kashmir. 121 across, probably Sanskrit. Is there an Ike on South Park, maybe? 125 across. Like 123, as easy as 123. Historic Indian city is Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. 111 across. Word before rain or wash. Acid rain? Moved like a crab, so that's sidled. Acid rain, acid wash jeans, yes. 112 down, itty bitty. And Chinese fruits with leathery rinds. But we need to put in T goes here. Some shenanigans going on in the hallway of my hotel here. Quintillion, I. Lychee is a kind of fruit I've heard of. I haven't seen it spelled this way, but I would accept that. If somebody spelled it that way, I'd be able to figure out what it was. So I think L finishes the puzzle. There we go, and let's admire the puzzle. And as I thought we might see, the wheels are spinning around. Oh, spinning all the way around to show us how the clues work once the wheel has spun. All right, that was a fun puzzle. It took a while to figure out that theme, so that was a nice way to wind down from the experience solving puzzles all day yesterday and today. So this caps off a good weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.